There is an awesome clip of Sarah Silverman and Bernie Sanders. I don't like Sarah Silverman. Its clip is about Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders drops a truth bomb. And I love this clip. I love this clip. God, you know, don't know how much I love this clip. I often look at the world, peering at the edge of the world, and sometimes people do stuff and I ask myself, why are they doing that? Like, and this is one of those things. Bernie Sanders is talking about they don't curse in the Senate. It's kind of just a policy that they don't curse in the Senate. Now, I understand why they don't curse in the Senate. It's for the same reason I try not to curse at my wife, and my wife tries not to curse at me. You want to keep relations with one another. Even when you're arguing, you don't want to go beyond certain bounds because inflaming it beyond certain bounds kind of, you don't want to break beyond a certain point. You want to be able to come back. At a certain point, there is no coming back. And you want your Senate to remain civil and all this other stuff. But it's odd, especially when some of the policies that the United States takes around the world. Listen to Sanders on this, because this is somewhat of a truth bomb and I love it, and you don't hear this used all that often, and I suspect this is why people love Sanders. Let's see, let's widen it.
Buses of words. This is the United States.
I can't.
No, yeah, it's something. We just starve little children. We go bomb houses and buses of children. We give tax breaks to billionaires, but we don't do is dirty.
That's true, by the way. We do all those things. We do all those things. Either we do them or we support regimes that do those things. I mean, after all, Obama gave the green light to Saudi Arabia to issue that bloody war against Yemen, knowing full well that it was going to have all sorts of death and horror and havoc behind it. And we continue to support them as they starve and murder Yemenis. We supported Israel, giving them weapons even after they murdered 2,000 people in that bloody campaign to pacify the Palestinians for not wanting to essentially be colonized. We do those things. We give billionaires God knows how much money while we know people are going without health care, while we know people are making the choice between medication and food. We do those things. We call ourselves a rational civil society, and yet we do those things. But we draw the line at using dirty words in the Senate. We draw the line. We're honorable gentlemen, even as we argue to ripping kids from their mamas at the border, dropping bombs on civilians, 90% of which were civilians. Sanders is right. There's an oddity to that. You would think that the deed would be more disastrous than the word, but not so much. But again, there's a logic to it, even though in a funny sort of way there's not. Bernie fucking Sanders. Truth bomb. I'll leave it here. If you enjoy the content, please feel free to share, like, subscribe. You can always support through Patreon. I understand that some people have their fires tapped out. Fair enough. But that's rare. Like, a politician to say that and be honest about that is rare. Because that challenges this notion of what we're doing around the world. That puts it on his face and it puts it in front of you and say, this is what we're doing around the world. This is what we actually are. And we can do better. I met this guy and he says, I love my country. I just want my country to be better. He was an activist in Kenya. Same here. And I suspect that's where that comes from. Conservatives act like, oh, we love America so much. But you lie about America. You lie about what we are in the world and what we do in this country. And I suspect I would make the argument that the higher form of love is being able to acknowledge the faults while simultaneously wanting to do something about it and loving nonetheless. Bernie Sanders loves America. And that's what I'm going to go with. Bernie Sanders loves America. Thanks all.